Sorry about that. Alright, so basically it's up there. God damn it. Yeah, right up in here. It's a 1 1/16 inch hex on there. And basically what I did, it has these little thread tape on there that it comes with, so I didn't add any. I kept turning it. The old one I saw had 5 threads on it, so I turned it in about 5 threads. It pretty much feels the same tightness all the way through. But when you have a 1 1/16 inch wrench, it's pretty fucking big, so don't go crazy with it, or else you could strip it and then you're fucked. Basically, you get a new spout assembly and whatever. But yeah, it's kind of tricky to get it up in there once this bracket's already in place, but I didn't want to take the chance breaking it again, because there's about 1 millimeter clearance between the top of that and this, so it's really easy to bump it with that, and it pretty much shears it right off. So then on the back side of it, there's also, over here, there's a little pigtail that you have to reconnect for the sensor to work. Alright, where we go here. And those 2 bolts up there were a real pain, because I dropped one of the bolts and I couldn't find it. Or I can't even get the camera in there. Let's see if we can get it up in there. Alright, there we go. There's one on the left there. I can't really point to it, but you can see it pretty clearly. 15 millimeter. And the other one is up there. So basically, what I did is used this got 2 extensions at the end of it here. We have, I used the Craftsman wobble, but any impact wobble should do it with the 15 millimeter socket. And these are about 6 inches, so about 12-inch worth of extension gets you up in there. And you basically just take this, shove it up in there like that, and get it from the bottom. That's the best way I found to do it. I just hammered on there because there's no way you're going to be able to torque that, so I just let the impact run on it for a couple seconds, and it's about as tight as I'm going to get it. So as far as this one, I was able to torque it. I did 50 foot-pounds, and then we had the side bolts here, and then the other side you could, I was able to torque it with just this side. The other side didn't spin, so I got a 3/8 inch Craftsman fucking torque wrench. I did 45 and then I got up to 50. That's also, this is a 19 millimeter or 3/4 inch socket. It's the same for all the bolts on this mount. The top one, I was able to snug it with a regular 19 wrench, but then when I laid the weight of the engine down on it, the exhaust manifold got in the way, so I wasn't able to get my wrench on it anymore. I can't really show you guys because this AC hose is blocking it, but what I did was, if you're fortunate enough to have a really thin, open face, 3/4 inch wrench, like this, basically you put it on right underneath the manifold that slips in there. Then what I did was, I took my 1 1/16", put it in there, and tightened it like that to torque it to whatever that may be, but that is definitely tight enough. Hopefully it's close to 50 pounds like the other ones, but that's about the best you can do unless you torque it before the rest of them, but I didn't want to do that, so that's how I did it. You could use the jack to play around with the height of the engine to get, once you get it in there, to drop it down. And then I was able to tighten it back in with the ratchet, and it like pulled the top plate of this plate in place. And then basically you could either lift some of the weight off the engine, tighten them, drop it down once everything's pretty snug with the weight off of it, and then finish it off, torque it. And that's what I did. Now I'm working on the AC compressor, which will be next. You want to make sure you put the AC line in first, or else you won't be able to get it in there because it's not going to fit. What I did, if you could see up there, is the condenser way up in there. There we go, you can see the line going up to it now. There's the, you can just see there's a 13mm nut on there. So, where'd it go? Once I find it here in this mess of tools that I've been using. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Well, anyway, there was an extension with a 13mm socket, but it's MIA at the moment, so I used a deep socket similar to this one. It was a 13mm and a 3/8 extension, similar to these 6-inch ones, but I believe it was 8-inch. Oh, here it is. It was behind me. I used this guy. It might actually be 10-inch, but anyway. And then a 13mm deep socket. The easiest way I found to get in there was, well, these are my bent brake lines that I put in here, but yours should be similar routing. Take the, come in this way, right at the subframe, then you get on it about here. Man, the alternator really blogging that view. You could really barely see it, but whatever, you get the idea. Tighten that up. If you refer back to my paper, I believe it was 18 foot-pounds for that guy. There is an O-ring on there. Make sure you dip your finger in the PAG oil and coat the O-ring. Maybe I can't show you on an old one, but I could show you what the hose looks like out of the car. Quick. So this is an old one I got at the junkyard, but it was welded on there, so I couldn't really get this off to reuse it, so I ordered a new hose. In this packaging here, the Four Seasons. It's 5663 was the part number. It was the only one I could find to fit this car, because really not much. It also came with extra O-rings, but the hose came with them already assembled, so I don't think I'm going to need that extra pack, but nice to have anyway. If you don't, the new hose assembly I got did not come with the sensor that goes on the end of this. It was a 17mm. Yeah, the hex was like right here at the bottom. It's just a plastic thing. It twists off really easy, but here's a picture of an O-ring on there that it comes with. It'll be green. Just coat that. And it came with all these O-rings already, so you don't gotta worry about them. Then there's these two O-rings that go onto the back of the compressor. And when you're installing this, you want to make sure that the muffler is on top. So this is kind of what it would look like from underneath the car. It would go into the back of the compressor like that. Oh, this one still has the sensor on it, so I can show you guys. 17mm, slip on there, loosen it. This twists off. This should be on your wiring harness on the car, so that unclips. Mostly all the sensor clips on the GM are the same, just a little tab there on the back that you lift up and you pull it off like that. So basically it goes back on the same way. Just clips in there. You could use a screwdriver if you can't get it with your hand. You just pop it off. But that's how she goes. I'm gonna put it back on there so it doesn't get dirty. This, by the way, is 1 1/4 inches. Alright. So that's that. This is what the rear engine mount looks like if you guys are curious. I poly filled this one. Kind of not the prettiest looking thing. But basically, you got these 2 nuts. I don't know if these are the same size that was on the car. But I believe it's a 15. Maybe a 13 actually, now that I'm looking at it. But I could show you guys again when I'm underneath the car because I have to put these back on because I took them off to help get the engine to lift a little bit higher in the back. So, and then these ones on the side, there's just torque bolts that go through the bottom of the frame. I could show you guys later once I get under there. That's about it for now. I'll show you guys an update later.